Fred Richani, TSC, your home for sports news updates, sports game reviews, and everything in between. I am diving into EA Sports UFC 4, and I am taking a look at all the rosters here. I have the game right here, so let's go through it. Keep in mind, if you pre-ordered the game, you got Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Yes, the heavyweight boxers. We're getting them in EA UFC before we get another fight night. Go figure. So let's start right now with the lightweight division. Now, you'll notice that the menu is completely changed. No longer do you just randomly scroll through and not see who there is. You have it filtered by top fighters, A to Z, and your created fighters. Now, of course, I haven't created a fighter yet, so we're going to go for the sake of this video with A to Z so you can see exactly who is in this game, starting with lightweight. Eddie Alvarez is in this game, despite the fact that he is now fighting for one championship. So that's weird, but Eddie Alvarez, which is pretty cool, the Underground King. Edson Barbosa, Gilbert Burns, you have Beneil Dariush, Michael Chiesa, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, you have Mark DeCasey, Nate Diaz, Rafael Dos Anjos, Frankie Edgar, Evan Dunham, Joe Duffy, Josh Emmett, Paul Felder, Tony Ferguson, Clay the Carpenter Guida, Bobby King Green, Justin Gaethje, Alexander Hernandez, Max Blessed Holloway, Daniel Hooker, Rustam Khabilov, Michael Johnson, Al Iaquinta Raging Al, what's up? Joe Lozon, Bruce Lee, who's available as DLC, Kevin Lee, Jake Matthews, Jorge Masvidal, Nick Lentz, Conor McGregor, Yancy Medeiros, and yes, there are going to be people that overlap between weight classes depending on when they fought in their careers. Jim Miller, Alex Oliveira, of course, the king himself, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Hanato Moicano, Charles Oliveira, BJ Penn, remember when he was good, Anthony Showtime Pettis, Leonardo Santos, Diego Nightmare Sanchez, or is it the Dream? Dustin Poirier, Jeremy Stevens, James Vick, Alexander Volkanovski, and so that is the list here for lightweights. So let's now go to welterweight and see who we got. Omar Akhmedov, Ben Askren, despite being recently retired, Tom Breeze, Donald Cerrone, Gilbert Burns, Matt Brown, Michael Chiesa, Carlos Condit, Colby Covington, RDA, Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz. So funny they have Nick Diaz in here when he hasn't fought in like 3 years. Paul Felder, Leon Edwards, Tony Ferguson, Hoist Gracie, Kelvin Gastelum, Mickey Gall. We have Johnny Hendricks, Matt Hughes, the legendary welterweight champion, Alan Jabon, Kevin Lee, of course, Bruce Lee, no relation there, at least I don't think so. Ruthless Robbie Lawler, the legend, Neil Magny, Damian Maia, of course, Gamebred in his more natural weight class. We have Tim Means, Conor McGregor, who's also fought at welterweight, Jake Matthews, Yancy Medeiros, Gunnar Nelson, Alex Oliveira, and let's see here, Diego Sanchez. Notice it takes a little while to load. This is on Xbox. CM Punk, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Eric Silva, Georges St-Pierre, who's designated as a legend, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, James Vick, Kamaru Usman, of course, the welterweight champion, Darren Till, Dana White. Yeah, I don't think Dana looks that streamlined, but whatever. And of course, the former champion, T. Wood. Now we go to middleweight. Israel Adesanya, Sam Alvey, Vitor Belfort, Derek Brunson, Tom Breeze, Michael the Count Bisping, Bruce Buffer? I almost lost my voice just looking at Dana White's physique, but Bruce Buffer? Okay, cool. Jared Cannonier, Paulo Costa, Hoist Gracie, Kelvin Gastelum, Nick Diaz, Uriah Hall, Dan Henderson the legend, Jack Hermanson, Leoto the Dragon Machida, who I believe is in Bellator right now. What the hell? Robbie Lawler, Christoph Jutko, Damian Maia, Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero, the Soldier of God, one of the craziest, wackiest nicknames ever, but it works for him. Anderson the Spider Silva. How the hell is he not designated as a legend at this point? Edmund Shabazian, Thiago Santos, Vanderlei Silva, Anthony Smith, Chael Sonnen, that's pretty fun. Jacare Souza, maybe the greatest fighter to never win a UFC title. Brad Tavares, Dana White again, okay. Darren Till, Chris Weidman, the former champion, and Robert Bobby Knuckles Whitaker. Let's go to light heavyweight. Sam Alvey, of course, you got the champ Jon Jones, Corey Anderson, Vitor Belfort, Misa Serkinov, Jared Cannonier, Jan Blachowicz, Daniel D.C. Cormier, Rashad Evans, Forrest Griffin, Rampage Jackson, Dan Henderson, Gus, Rumble Johnson, Nikita Krylov, Machida, Chuck Liddell, Lear Latifi, Jimmy Manuwa, Minotauro Nogueira, Volkan Ozdemir, Rockhold, Dominic Reyes, who nearly beat Jon Jones, Tito Ortiz, Shogun Hua, Oven St. Preux. You got OSP right there. Gokhan Saki, that's a random name. That's cool. Vanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, Glover Teixeira, Weidman, Johnny Walker, John Vellante, and I guess Dana White fluctuates weight classes. So, all right. Way to go, Dana. Heavyweights. Andrei Arlovsky, the former UFC champion. Of course, you got Stipe Miocic, Curtis Blades, Mark the Hammer Coleman, Todd Duffy, JDS, DC, Tyson frickin' Fury, Walt Harris, Rumble Johnson, Derek Lewis, Ilir Latifi, Anthony Joshua, Stipe, as I mentioned, Francis Ngannou, the Killer, Minotauro Nogueira, Ben Rothwell, The Reem, Alexei Olenek, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, Dan the Beast Severin, one of my personal favorite interview guests, Kimbo Slice, God rest his soul, Cain Velasquez, Tai Tuivasa, Stefan Struve, Alexander Volkov, Fabricio Verdum, Dana White again. Now let's go to the women's strawweight division. Jessica Andrade, Joanne Calderwood, Cynthia Calvillo, Claudia Gadelha, Carla Esparza, the first strawweight champ, Mackenzie Dern, Alexa Grasso, Felice Herrig, Angela Hill, one of my personal faves, Randa Marcos, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, Carolina, Randa Marcos, Jessica Panay, Rose Namajunas, Marina Moroz, Tatiana Suarez, Tisha Torres, Paige Van Zandt, Michelle Watterson. And of course, the current strawweight champion, Weili Zhang. Flyweights. We have Valentina Shevchenko, of course, Joanne Calderwood, Cynthia Calvillo, Caitlin Chukagian, Jessica Ai, Ashley Evans Smith, Alexis Davis, Alexa Grasso, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, Marina Moroz, Paige Van Zandt, who just signed with Bare Knuckle Boxing, go figure, and Lauren Murphy. Then we have the women's bantamweight division. Besh Kohea, Cris Cyborg, Alexis Davis, Jessica Ai, Ashley Evans Smith, Jermaine Durandamy, Holly Holm, the former champ, Aspen Ladd, Sarah McMahon. We have Raquel Pennington, of course the champ, the Lioness Amanda Nunes, Lauren Murphy, Juliana Pena, Marianne Renault, Ronda Rousey, who's listed as a legend, Ketlin Vieira, Misha Tate, the former champ, Valentina Shevchenko, and now let's go to the flyweight division. We have Joseph Benavidez, Ray Borg, Henry Cejudo, Triple C, Tim Elliott, Davidson Figueiredo, John Dodson, TJ Dillashaw, Jusir Formiga, Mighty Mouse Johnson, despite being in one. That's interesting. Luis Smolka, Alexander Pantoja, and Brandon Moreno. And then we go to the men's bantamweight. Yuri Alcantara, Jose Aldo, the former featherweight kingpin, Thomas Almeida, Ray Borg, Henan Barao, Rafael Assunção, Henry Cejudo, Dominic the Dominator Cruz, T.J. Dillashaw, Tim Elliott, Johnny Eduardo, John Dodson, Uriah Faber, the California Kid. Surprised he's not a legend here. Cody Garbrandt, Bruce Lee. I guess Bruce Lee also has multiple weight classes like Dana White. Sean O'Malley, Marlon Moraes, John Lineker, Jimmy Rivera, Frankie Sainz, Corey Sanhagen, Eddie Wineland, Al Jamaine, the Funkmaster Sterling, Luis Smolka, Song Yadong, and Peter Yan, the current champ, who looked absolutely phenomenal against Jose Aldo. And then we go to the featherweights. The legend, Aldo. Arnold Allen. Of course, Volkanovski, the current champion. Makwan Amirkhani. Mirsad Bektik. Edson Barbosa. Rafael Assunção. Bruce Leroy Alex Caceres. Duho Choi. Frankie Edgar. Uriah Faber. Josh Emmett. Darren Elkins, the vet. Clay the Carpenter Guida. Max Blessed Holloway. Daniel Hooker, Ricardo Lamas, the former contender, Chan Sung Jun, the Korean Zombie, Michael Johnson, Bruce Lee again in another weight class, Zabit Magomedov Sharapov, Conor McGregor, Brian Ortega, Charles Oliveira, Hanato Moicano, Anthony Showtime Pettis, Dustin the Diamond Poirier, Yair Rodriguez, Jeremy Stevens, Diego Sanchez, Charles Rosa, Cub Swanson, and of course, as I mentioned before, the champ Volk. Those are all the fighters in EA Sports UFC 4 at the time of launch. So one hell of a selection. But do you feel like any fighters have been omitted? Are you happy with the selection? Do you like the new menus? Do you like the top rankings? Let me know. Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this update, like, share. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for the latest UFC updates, including our EA UFC 4 game review coming soon. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the games and the fights.